Okay, if you're an educator, you know this feeling. Being a great teacher is one thing, but then having to prove it on paper for a review or for tenure or for a promotion, well, that's a whole different ballgame. So today, we're going to break down exactly how you can document your teaching excellence and do it in a way that's actually effective. And this quote, it really gets to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? It's just not enough to say you're a great teacher. You have to show it. You need to have the proof. And that's really the challenge we're going to tackle today, how to move from just making claims to providing concrete, undeniable evidence. So the key here is to kind of reframe how you think about this. This isn't just some bureaucratic chore you have to get through. No, this is your chance to actually tell the story of your professional journey, your story of the impact you've had on your students. So what are we really trying to prove here? Well, this definition is basically our North Star. Teaching excellence isn't just a feeling or a vibe. It's about drawing a really clear, obvious line from what you do in the classroom, your methods, your design, to the positive results your students are getting.
Okay, so where in the world do you find this evidence? Well, the great news is you're pretty much creating it every single day you teach. Let's walk through the 6 main sources you can pull from to build a portfolio that really does your work justice.
So here they are, your syllabi, the work your students do, their evaluations, feedback from your peers, course analytics, and, if you want, letters of support. Think of these as the building blocks for your professional story. Let's dig in and see how the first 3 really work together to paint a powerful picture.
You know, what's so cool here is how each piece tells a different part of the story. Your syllabus, that's like the blueprint. It shows you were intentional about your course design. Then the student work, that's the proof in the pudding. It shows your plan actually worked. And a quick tip here, don't just pick the A+ papers. Maybe show an example from a student who was struggling, but then had that aha moment. Then, of course, the student evaluations give you that really crucial insight into their actual experience.
But you know, individual assignments and a few nice comments, as powerful as they are, they only tell part of the story. Your reviewers, they're going to want to see the bigger picture. So the question becomes, how do you show your impact at scale beyond just 1 or 2 students?
And this is exactly where those other sources come in, getting formal feedback from your peers or your supervisor. That shows you're a reflective professional who is committed to growth. Then you've got your course analytics, the hard data from your learning management system. Things like engagement metrics, completion rates, discussion board trends. And finally, letters of support can be that really powerful third-party stamp of approval from colleagues who've seen you in action.
All right, so you've gone out and you've gathered all this evidence. But just having a folder full of documents, that's not a strategy. The real magic happens in how you present it all. How you turn that pile of artifacts into a powerful, persuasive argument. And, there are really 3 keys to doing this right.
These are your 3 pillars for success. Number 1, make sure you have a balanced portfolio. Number 2, you've got to provide context for everything. And number 3, tell a story of your own growth by showing how you've improved over time. Let's break each of those down real quick.
This first one is so important. A really common trap is to lean only on student evaluations. Look, they're just one piece of the puzzle. And let's be honest, they can be subjective sometimes. The most convincing portfolios always combine multiple sources, your syllabus, student work, hard data, peer feedback, to paint a much more complete and, frankly, more compelling picture of your teaching.
And here is a perfect example of what I mean by providing context. Please, don't just drop a syllabus into your file and expect your reviewers to magically understand why it's important. You have to be the narrator of your own story. Explain why this piece of evidence matters. A simple sentence, just like this one, connects the thing, the artifact, directly to your teaching philosophy. It gives it meaning, it gives it impact.
Now this might be the most powerful strategy of them all, showing your growth. Look, great teachers are always learning, always tweaking, always getting better. So if you present an early version of an assignment right next to a recent, improved one, you're not showing a past weakness. You are demonstrating a real commitment to reflection and continuous improvement. This is also the perfect opportunity to frame any constructive criticism you've gotten from students or peers and show how it led to a positive change. It proves you listen, you adapt, and you grow. And honestly, that's the ultimate sign of excellence.
So now that you have all of these tools and strategies, the focus really shifts back to you. The big question becomes, what is the unique story of your teaching journey? Always remember, what you're building here is so much more than just a collection of documents for a committee. This is the narrative of your professional identity. It's the story, backed by evidence, of the impact you've had on your students and your own journey as an educator. And that's the question I want to leave you with. As you start putting your materials together, just keep this one question front and center. What evidence truly captures my journey, my strengths, and my dedication to the craft of teaching? Because the answer to that question, that's the foundation of your entire story.